Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off our discussion right away with Miss Ehab. Now, I mean, we just finished the holy month of Ramadan. Ramadan is well known for the lanterns, the fawanis, and many characteristics for the holy month of Ramadan. Now, Eid al-Fitr, the Lesser Baram, has its own characteristics and ways of celebration as well. So, before, I mean, yes, it is a break, it is a vacation, everybody travels somewhere, it's about family gatherings and everything. But what are the main things or the main elements that really distinguishes Eid al-Fitr from the other feasts?
Actually, I want to say something very important. I'm not exaggerating in that, but everything here in Egypt have different vibes. So even we finished the holy month of Ramadan, and we are starting now in Eid al-Fitr. So and the Egyptian people themselves, they have their own characterized thing, and they have their own traditions. So it's starting from a pre-day of Al-Eid. So the preparation itself in the homes, with the youth and with the children themselves, and they are thinking what we will do for tomorrow, how we will arrange our day, so no one sleep at this night, like today.
Yes.
No one sleep. Everyone here in Egypt are just looking for the sunrise to start praying and to start taking the special food in this time, and this time especially, because during the holy month of Ramadan, and we are feasting all the month, so we need to take something special. So the special thing in the Egyptian cuisine at that time, we are taking our very special tradition food, which is kosheri, and also the dried fish, which is called fasikh. So all the Egyptians want to take this, because during the month of Ramadan, when you eat this kind of food, you want to drink a lot of water.
Yes.
So we are waiting for the first day in Al-Eid to try this traditions food. And when we are talking about the preparation before Eid itself, you will find the moms and the ladies at the home start to baking a kind of special cookies, as we mentioned in Egypt here in Arabic, which is called al-kahk. So they are start to prepare everything to take all of these special tastes from time to time, and when they are finished, they after the prayers in Al-Eid, they are going to gathering with their families, with their friends, and exchange the different types of food in that time. So everyone sharing in that time.
Well, let's start with the cookies, the kahk, which is it's a very important sort of part of the cuisine, and it's as we've heard in the reports, sometimes it's stuffed with nuts and different kinds of delicacies. But why are the cookies always related to the feast? Does it come from, is there a certain history behind these cookies? Does it date back to Ptolemaic eras or Pharaonic eras? Or is it something that we've only established over the past century, for instance?
Everything we have here in Egypt, we have something also special thing, that we document everything related to our life. So if we're going to the temples and tombs, Luxor and Aswan, we will find every scene mentioning something from our daily life as an ancient Egyptian in that time. So one of them, how we made cookies and how we made cakes. So it's maybe kind of surprising for some people, but actually we have in the tomb of Rana in Thebes, this vizier from 18th dynasty, and he mentioned how we made cake in ancient Egypt with the ingredients itself, and the ladies in the tombs holding a great pot. Inside this pot, the cookies and the cake itself. So how we made this, we related to the festival, ancient Egyptian at that time. Each day in the year, they have a different festival. We love to smile. We are very optimistic. So for that reason, they have this different kind of food or cake cakes in general. And this cake was stuffed with the dates, stuffed with the things that we have in Egyptian natural in general. And after a while, when the Muslims come and open Egypt, at that time they are starting to have also the same kind of cake. And you will find the difference between the pronunciation from Egypt and the other countries. And we called it in Egypt kahk, but they called it in other countries as a kak. So we have our own language with our own letters.
Yes.
So for that reason, you will find here. And from that time, in the Ptolemaic period, they start to spread all of these cookies for all the people in the street in a kind of showing how we are happy with the Eid, how we are love being in Egypt with the children in the streets, going around, they are playing, all of these kind of also of vibes. So if we're looking at the history behind the kahk or behind the cookies, we will find it's a pure Egyptian invention at that time.
Yes. Well, Ms. Ehab, it seems that as well during this feast a lot of people flock to the Khen el-Khalili area, this neighborhood, also in Mu'azzez Street, and definitely parks all over the country because it also coincides with the springtime now. So why do people go and celebrate in these areas and neighborhoods in specific for the feast?
Actually, because as we mentioned, we start the day of Eid with the prayer. So the prayer has become in the most famous mosques in Egypt. So we have Al Azhar Mosque in the area of Khen el-Khalili and Al Mu'azzez Street. Also, we have Al Hussein, and on the other side, like the citadel of Salah ad-Din. All of these places have a great mosques from ancient time. So people love to going to there, and also because they have different vibes. So if you're looking at the mood in the Azhar Mosque, you will find the saints there giving the children in that time a kind of sweets, a kind of balance. So this is how we are showing our happiness. And also in the great mosque in each place, it's not only on the cultural or the heritage places, it's also around all Egypt. You will find the people preparing a great balance for so after they finishing their prayer, each one takes a colorful scene and the colorful things. So they love to going to these places because it's related to our heritage. We are there from a long time ago, and we need to keep what we see from our grandfathers, our ancestors. We need to keep the same thing. So if we didn't keep as an Egyptian knowing about our heritage, knowing about our history, actually we will not making kahk for today.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is here the point. We are love those places because we belong to those places.
Yes. Well, as you've mentioned, it is important to actually keep some of those traditions from one generation to the next. But do you feel that there's some sort of a difference in how people are celebrating now as opposed to 10 or 20 or 30 years ago? Are there differences? Are there different ways of celebrations? Did the vibes change, or did they develop, or did we build on the traditions and the heritage that we already have inherited from decades and generations before?
I want to say it's not that much changing. We, as a generation, we are changing in our minds for sure, but it's not in our tradition. So we are keeping everything like the same things from the old time. We keep gathering, we keep outing together, we keep asking about our families everywhere, we keep inviting our friends to spend a happy time with us in that time. For sure, some Egyptian families in that time start to gathering together, and they are traveling around Egypt to see the shores of Egypt, to see the heritage and the culture of Egypt. So this is important. The change in the mindset itself, it's not in the traditions, because the traditions, it's kept, especially if this is a good thing. So as a Muslims people, when they are celebrating, you will find the Christian peoples also come with the Muslim Muslim celebrating, because we didn't care more about if you are Muslim or you are Christian, you are Egyptian. And here is the point. This will never change during the all next years and next generations.
Yes. Well, it's all positive and it's all happy, but what are the things, or do you feel the habits that we have in terms of celebrating that we actually need to cut down on? I mean, yes, we already eat a lot and we enjoy the cookies so much, full of sugar, but what do we need to try and alter, or try to change, or try at least to be mindful of when we're celebrating?
After you're eating kahk, you have to doing your sports, you have to run. Changing in the maybe in the habits. It's not in the tradition. We're changing the habits. So it's not meaning, okay, don't spend all your time in the house with your family for sure. Going out,
Yes.
Visit the gardens of Cairo, if we are talking about Cairo in general. Visit the baths that we have in the Nile River. Smell a good air, and hanging out in different places to give you some kind of positive energy. Because after we doing all of that, during the day of Eid, the first day of Eid, and we are gathering and we are finished everything and we exchange our cookies, and that's it. Okay, I need now to sleep, to spend just 1 hour or 2 hours to continue my day, but this has not happened actually most of the time. So you need to keep going, doing good things during your day. So hanging out and never make something bad for you and for your family. So keep your stress down, and this will create a different habit for you. It's not only in this day, but in all the days. It's not only related for Eid. It maybe start from Eid and continue till the next Eid.
Yes. Ms. Ehab, now you've mentioned one of the things that Egyptians love to do, which is travel to different places, go to different places, maybe go to the beaches, to the shores, maybe go to Siwa Oasis or other exotic places like Fayoum or what have you. Now, this is a high time for domestic tourism because most of the people, or everybody really, is on vacation. How do you feel that it is important for the Egyptians when it's tough, or maybe when the international tourists don't, or foreign tourists don't often come for one reason or another, but how important is it for our domestic tourism to be really vibrant during this vacation?
Actually, Egypt for Egyptians. So if you didn't discover your country, so you missed a lot of things. All the people around the world dream to see the pyramids of Giza, and you have this pyramids of Giza in your country. So actually, the Egyptian have enough awareness about that. So during the vacation, the weekends, and even the Eid, like we are in today, so you will find all of these heritage places full of people, full of Egyptians. That means they're waiting for those times and special days to visit all of these archaeological sites. It's because it's a kind of long vacation, so you will find the Egyptians travel to Luxor and Aswan, discover the tombs and the tombs of Egypt, doing a kind of trips and the oasis, as you mentioned, in Al-Fayoum, especially if the people didn't like to travel from a long time. So you will find they are searching for the nearest places that they can do a kind of activities in those places. For example, if we mentioned here Cairo, so the nearest places to Cairo or cities to Cairo, we have Alexandria, we have Al-Fayoum also. So in Al-Fayoum, we have a very, very important places and important heritage sites that's played a very important role in how we are understanding the heritage and the history of the world. So people love doing going to those places, doing a kind of different activities there, and they are enjoying their times with visiting those places. They knowing their histories is not from only the books they are taking in the schools, but also by visiting all of those places.
Ms. Ehab, now you're a heritage researcher and expert, and it has been very evident over the past few years that Egypt worked on and established and inaugurated many museums around the country, not just in Cairo, but in many different cities and governorates around the country. What would you say are the highest on the list for Egyptians who didn't necessarily go and see these places? Which museums and places that you think Egyptians should go and visit?
Actually, we are talking, it's when you are now. So if you are in Cairo, for sure you have to visit the Namek Museum, which when we have our mummies there. And also, actually, we have a very, very special thing that we have in the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, the cookies that you can find there. So you can see different types of food, how Egyptians lived at that time. And the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, the amazing of the Grand Egyptian Museum. And what I like most during the last year that was invented in those museums, that we have a children museum inside. So when you have your child, it's not matter, okay, it's not going to, you will not describe everything for them. You will they are taken by the experts, and they will give them an experience unforgettable in their life at all. So they are respect how the minds of the child, how they are going with and interact with all the objects, with all the monuments, knowing the history by a funny way. And this is very, very important. It's not only for Egyptian, but it's all for all the world, because we know that the heritage, it's not only for the country or for a people or for a nation, it's for all the world. So when we are doing such a kind of activities for the child, especially because we care more about our child, we care how to develop their minds and heritage and history. So now all of these museums care about this point. So you will enjoy, and your child will enjoy, and all the family will have a kind of nice experience at that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt works on creating these unforgettable experiences and memories for tourists, be it domestic tourists and foreign tourists as well. Let's check out this report, and we'll be right back.
Thank you for this day.
Egypt has a selection of premier tourist and archaeological sites with several must-see locations, including the iconic Giza pyramids and other various sites across Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, and Abu Simbel. Additional attractions include the Siwa Oasis, the White Desert, the mesmerizing Red Sea coastline, and the chance to enjoy a Nile cruise. Egypt presents unforgettable experiences for visitors of all ages from around the world. Boasting a rich historical and cultural heritage, Egypt invites exploration with its archaeological marvels, sun-kissed beaches, stunning landscapes, and alluring tourist spots. The warm hospitality of the Egyptian people ensures visitors can seamlessly integrate into local communities, encountering Egyptian customs and traditions, indulging in the region's unique cuisine, navigating the lively streets of Cairo, and experiencing the daily life of Egypt. Giza Pyramids area is home to the majestic pyramid of Khufu, the last of the ancient world's wonders. These millennia-old structures continue to enchant global audiences, drawing visitors from all the corners. That is in addition to the Sphinx mystery, which is really an impressive sight in the area. The River Nile is a highlight for tourists, offering Nile cruises to view Egypt's famed landscapes. The riverbanks are dotted with numerous archaeological sites, inviting visitors to immerse themselves in Egypt's rich cultural tapestry. Cairo is celebrated for its dynamic culture and rich history, with must-visit sites like the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, which displays an extensive array of artifacts, including King Tutankhamun's treasures. Visitors to Cairo can also delve into the city's historical depth exploring its streets, bazaars, and markets. Luxor, the ancient city of temples, is famous for its impressive array of temples and monuments, such as the Karnak temples in the Valley of the Kings, home to the tombs of ancient rulers, including King Tutankhamun.